If you're thinking about buying a Woodland Park, there are three things that can completely change whether a home is actually the right fit for you. I'm James Dean with the James E. Mountain Homes team, and we are local mountain and Colorado Springs real estate experts. We absolutely love answering your questions about the area. So if you're buying, selling, or just curious about the Pikes Peak region, reach out. You can call or text us at 719-266-2725 or email at info@jdmarriott.net. Check out the link below for our two free resources, the Pikes Peak Relocation Guide and the Buy Local Guide. You can also head to www.jdmountainhome.com to start your home search. And hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss our next update. Today, I want to break down three things you really need to know before buying in Woodland Park, because this is one of those markets where people can fall in love with the idea of the area before they fully understand how living here actually works. And to be clear, that is not a bad thing. Woodland Park is beautiful. It has mountain scenery, a slower pace, cooler temperatures, and a small town feel that a lot of people are specifically looking for. But buying here is different than buying in most parts of Colorado Springs, and definitely different than buying in a flat suburban market. So let's start with number one. You're buying a lifestyle, not just a house. That might sound obvious, but it matters more here than people expect. When someone is shopping in Woodland Park, they're usually drawn in by the beauty first, the trees, the views, the space, the fact that it feels calmer and more removed than being in the middle of the city. But once you actually live here, day-to-day life becomes the bigger story. What does your grocery run look like? How often do you go down the hill? How much snow are you comfortable with? Do you want to feel tucked away, or do you want to be close to downtown Woodland Park? Those things shape your experience just as much as the house itself. A lot of buyers think, I want mountain living, but there are different versions of mountain living. Some people want to feel like they're hidden in the trees. Some people want that mountain feel, but still want to be 5 or 10 minutes from restaurants, groceries, and schools. Woodland Park can give you both, but not in the same exact way and not in every neighborhood. So the first thing to know is that buying a Woodland Park starts with getting honest about lifestyle, not just what looks pretty online, but what kind of daily rhythm you actually want. Number two, one Woodland Park neighborhood can live very differently from another. This is the part a lot of out-of-area buyers underestimate. On paper, two homes might look pretty similar square footage, similar price point, even similar distance to town. But once you get on the ground, they can live completely differently. One property may have easy year-round access and a more usable lot. Another may feel more private and scenic, but come with a steeper driveway, more shade, and more winter maintenance. One area may feel more neighborhood-oriented. Another may feel more spread out and rural. One may be better if you want quick convenience. Another may be better if your main goal is peace, quiet, and elbow room. This is why buying a Woodland Park is not really a market where you want to rely only on photos and a map pin. The terrain matters. The lot usability matters. Tree density matters. Road approach matters. And even sun exposure can matter more than people realize when you're thinking about winter melt, deck use, and how the property feels throughout the year. That does not mean it is complicated in a scary way. It just means local guidance matters. Because what you are really comparing is not just the home, it's how the property functions in mountain conditions. Number three, close in Woodland Park is not always the same as easy. This is probably one of the biggest practical mindset shifts for buyers coming from flatter or more grid-based areas. You might look at a home and think, oh, that's only a few miles away. And technically, that is true. But in mountain communities, a few miles can feel very different depending on road design, grade, weather, and how often you plan to make that drive. That applies within Woodland Park, and it definitely applies when you factor in the trip to Colorado Springs. For some people, going down the hill is no big deal. They're used to it. They do not mind the drive, and the trade-off is worth it. For other buyers, especially if they want frequent city access, commute regularly, or have a low tolerance for winter driving, that same setup may feel like too much. So before buying, it's really important to think through your real routine. How often Will you want to be in Colorado Springs? How important is quick access to groceries, schools, restaurants, or appointments? Are you okay with a little more effort if it gets you better views and more privacy? There is no wrong answer, but there's definitely a wrong fit if you do not think it through ahead of time. And that is really the theme with Woodland Park as a whole. It can be an amazing place to live. For the right buyer, it checks boxes that Colorado Springs simply cannot check in the same way. You get the mountain atmosphere, you get more breathing room, you get that feeling of being part of a smaller community with easier access to trails, trees, and seasons. But the buyers who end up happiest here are usually the ones who understand what they're signing up for before they buy. They know whether they want convenience or seclusion. They know how they feel about winter roads and elevation. They understand that the lot and the setting can matter just as much as the floor plan. And when you approach Woodland Park that way, you make much better decisions. Because when you're not just chasing the dream version of mountain living, you're choosing the version that actually fits your life. That is where we see the best outcomes for buyers. They're not surprised later by the drive, the setup, or the day-to-day trade-offs. Instead, they feel like they chose intentionally. That is exactly what you want in a move like this. So if Woodland Park is on your radar, my advice would be this. Do not just ask whether the house is pretty. Ask whether the lifestyle, the location, and the practical reality of that property line up with how you actually want to live. That is the difference between buying a house in Woodland Park and buying the right house in Woodland Park. Before we go, I just want to say that if you have any questions about buying or selling or really anything about the Pikes Peak region, please do not hesitate to reach out to my team and I. You can call us or text us at 719-266-275, or you can email us at info@jdmaryti.net. And don't forget, we also have those 2 free resources for you that you can click below, the Pikes Peak Relocation Guide and the Buy Local Guide. Plus, don't forget to also check out our website at www.jdmountainhome.com, where both of these free resources are, as well as a ton of information about our area and a place that you can start a search for homes here. Lastly, make sure you hit that subscription button and notification bell so you get notified every time we post a new video. I'll see you guys next time.